Oh, look at that. That is a nice change of pace. Guys, look, color.
Woo! I like color.
Nintendo presents
So,
Cats.
yeah. And oh my god, a really deformed looking dog. I and this is slowly why Wario started becoming like one of my favorite characters in the Nintendo canon.
Because he's got a
Because
sweet ride.
well, dude, because they started
Those
giving
white
him
wall tires and everything. What?
he just started breaking out and doing his own thing. Yeah, dude, look at that fucking sweet ass whip.
Jeez.
Well, I think the thing is, like, I think Mario suffers from Mickey Mouse syndrome because he's the face of Nintendo. He's not allowed to have a personality. Whereas Wario is just allowed to be whatever he is, so he's just really unique. He's a miser, he's mean, he's greedy, he's brilliantly hilarious. Like, Wario's brilliant.
Can we talk about the sweet music that's happening right now?
Oh, everything about this game's just brilliant presentation-wise. Oh, I love the sprites. The sprites are so good in this game.
Yeah, it's fucking like I have to say too, like and like this Cadillac, it's funny because it comes back in like Mario Kart Double Dash and like some other. I think it's even in Mario Kart 8. It is in Mario Kart 8. But yeah, at this point, like this is when they like really mainstream up fucking Wario's insanity, because that's the one thing. Warioland 2 and 3 for the Game Boy Color, nobody fucking played those games. Like no one, and it's really weird that no one did, especially when they like promoted the shit out of Super Mario Land 3 Wario Land.
I played the second one, but it was kind of not that good.
I had the first two, Wario Land. I actually had this one. Yeah, I think I actually ended up playing all the Wario Land games, and I just really loved them. They have a lot more, as I said, just personality than the Mario games.
Well, like even this, yeah. Oh Jesus, I'm just seeing him get dropped in his fucking bubble goose. See, in this game too, it's weird because they copied this mechanic over to like Wario Land Shake It, which it was definitely a lot less tense in Wario Land Shake It because they were able to do different things. But yeah, what was really weird about this particular game is that they went back to like the open world style of like Wario Land 3 on Game Boy. Fuck, I keep saying Wario Land 3. Super Mario Land 3 Wario Land, the original. And they kind of like split paths and do that, but they do that like right off the get-go. And yet they keep all the weird shit from like the sequels. Like here, for example, like you operate on a heart bar.
Okay.
Very, very weird, not Mario mechanic. Also, there's a crazy running, like, there's like, I want to shoulder tackle you, and then there's like, this is my fucking dome, you're gonna take it! So, yeah.
Well, even the level design is way different from a typical Mario game in that they're kind of puzzle games in a way, especially this one. You can't really see it now, but later on you can get like hit by enemies and they all have a different effect on you, to which you can get to different parts of the level. And like there's just like it's not as straightforward as just going from A to B. You have to like find stuff in this game, and it really separates it from your typical Mario side scroller.
Is it me or is that Mr. Game & Watch in the background?
I think it's
like
supposed to be like
Kind of looks like it, doesn't it? Like it says hieroglyphics and stuff. Yeah, if he's a primitive version of whatever, that would make sense.
little fucking shy guy doofus. I just want him dead. All right, there we go.
It's finished.
Yeah. And yeah, and unlike Mario, like it's almost like you purposely seek ways to disfigure or maim Wario and just to try to figure out what to do or how to access a certain point of the game, which yeah, I always found weird. Like we'll see it a little bit after this level. This is just a tutorial stage, which by the way, it's some of it's really deceptive. Like it's been so long since I played this and I completely forgot that you can like, because I'm operating off of like the traditional games logic, which was like my first mistake. But yeah, fucking Jesus. Okay. Anyway, yeah, you have to hold down the B button to throw something out of charge. And even then, like some of these tutorials, I don't know if I was just stupid and didn't figure out, but for a second, it took me a while to kind of look at what I had to do. But see, here's a big draw in this game is, like, after you go through the stage once, you're going to race through it again backwards or through a completely different way, depending on certain stages, to get all the way back to the starting point before the end of a timer. So basically, they, like, Metroid the fuck out of every level. Like, which, I don't know. I think it's cool sometimes, but every single level, like, it got to be a little bit more monotonous than, like, tense. I don't know. How do you get...
I was going to say, I think it's neat because it kind of gets you to think about, like, before you even get to that point, about how you perceive the level while you're playing the level going forwards. I think it's kind of a neat way of exploring the way that you explore levels in a way.
I mean, yeah, it is neat. I just, like, I feel like it loses its impact when it's done every single level. And I will admit, yes, you're absolutely right. Like, because they are establishing that this is something that you do have to, like, prepare yourself for every single time around, there are certain things that you almost kind of, like, lay out and prepare. Like, there'll be switches that, when activated, will have a, certain blocks that become solidified and others become, like, completely astral and translucent, and where they don't have any mass. So, like, if you don't want them to, like, slow you down as you're trying to run all the way back to the starting point, leaving them off would be, like, the smartest way to go before you hit that end, like, switch. So I get what you see there, but even then, not a whole lot of levels have that sort of forward-thinking design to them. So I want to say that this little thing right here is the catalyst for fucking WarioWare's micro games.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it?
And even he's just got that casual ass stroll, just walking in the desert, jumping over flashing pigs and, like, sexually seductive cacti, and whatever that guy is doing to that donkey, and then these pinwheel cacti.
The Warioland games have
Hanawa style, yeah.
They have a humor to them as well, which I don't think normal Mario games have. Like, just like funny sprites and sexy cactus ladies, and just like the different physical comedy elements that happen to Wario is really amusing.
Well, even then, it's just like, it's really weird because, like, I forget, like, the conception, like, the exact details. I'll try to find and look it up. But, like, Nintendo, it's exactly what you mentioned earlier. After they realized that, like, Wario wasn't just some, like, shitty cameo character that was, like, a second-rate villain next to Bowser, and that he was, like, this anti-hero that they could have fun with. Because he wasn't Mario and he wasn't, like, the icon of the company that was something that could be identified, he had, like, all this freedom, this complete freedom of creative control over, like, any sort of direction they could take with him. And it would fucking work because, he was this giant, slobbish, oafish man that, like, fucking propelled himself to new heights from farting. Like, he was, like... Dude, he was like the John K. creation of Nintendo. Like, they could, like, be dirt. And, like, even then, like, the Japanese aren't, like, strangers that sort of fucking humor. I mean, look at Shin-Chan. He's Nintendo Shin-Chan. I mean, am I wrong?
No.
I'm trying to play Shin-Chan in my mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Ed.
Dude, yeah, come on, man. I actually got the Shin-Chan Super Famicom game that I was thinking about, like, doing a play of, but my Japanese is still really bad.
I have no idea what Shin-Chan is.
Oh
my
man,
goodness.
I should show note Shin-Chan. Yeah, he's this horrible, like, disgusting, like, 6-year-old child.
I thought this is what it
I've
might
seen
be.
this. I've never known what this is, but I've definitely seen this character before.
Yeah.
You
There
know
was
what's
a
even
Super
weirder?
Famicom with Shin-Chan on it?
Yeah, there's
Alright.
a Super Famicom Shin-Chan game. So here, which I thought was really cool, is you can buy an item boost. Yeah, I love that. Hey, before we ring the bell, fucking eat this. You suck. It's great. It really makes me like laugh. I don't know what I'm fighting here. This thing's demented. It's like it's a fucking
It's an
eggplant.
Oh my
It's-
god, I love that. So the boss animations are so detailed and cool. They really put the work into them. Like that's so cool.
This is obviously an eggplant.
Yeah, it's just it's weird though. Like he has a horrible hitbox, or like I have, you know what I mean? Like I'm almost dying, even though I got a fucking advantage against him or her. What, I don't know, something. Yeah, I love too that like they made him super buff and everything. I just realized, do you guys know that Charles Martinet like voices Wario?
All of them, yeah.
That's weird. This is really weird. Cause like I don't know. I just picture him like, I just picture the voice actor looking exactly like Wario, like, and just like saying shit like, "I'm gonna win" or
I'm
"Have a
gonna
rotten
win."
day." I think that's my favorite, is when he tells people to have a rotten day. But he
Have
does it with
you-
such gusto.
Have you played the GameCube game Wario World?
Yeah, actually, that's gonna be
Oh,
our
I
next
love
play.
Wario World.
Nice. Treasure developed goodness.
I know
Yes.
Wario World is such a that game doesn't get enough love, and like this game, it has awesome bosses in it as well.
Sometimes. I think it's because there's a boss at the end of every fucking level. So at some point they like scrape the bottom of the barrel, and like the very first boss, for example, is like some like horrible human centipede ass Battletoad Ninja Turtle Frankenstein reject. Like he
All of
looks
the
like,
above.
yeah, he looks like, here we go. So like I just turned into a fucking zombie that could go through the wall, and then the moment I got shined on through the light, I was fine. So see, it's weird shit like this. Like you're never gonna see Mario become a fucking zombie, like in any of like the games that he's in. So
Yeah,
Um,
he's not allowed to have a personality. Just kind of sucks.
Nice transparency effects there. That's pretty cool.
yeah, this guy's a dick. Just because any new gold or any new treasure that I like basically make appear, yeah, he just steals it like a dick. Even the stuff that I lose from getting hit, which I always thought was kind of shitty. Like, not only am I losing hearts, but I'm also losing some fucking gold. And the fucking, like, what's funny too is they just look like adorable Spinies, which is just such a dichotomy to the fact that I look like an ugly Mario. So
I think the enemies are like kind of cute, while you're like this really like tough, disgusting guy who like farts everywhere and eats garlic. I kind of love that. He's just sort of mean to these creatures that aren't really doing anything to him.
oh wow.
Apart from that ghost pirate.
Hey guys, want to learn some really ridiculous Nintendo trivia right now?
Go for it.
What is Wario's first Nintendo appearance?
Wario's first Nintendo appearance wasn't it in 6 Golden Coins?
Nope. He had one
Warioland
before
2?
that.
Give me a hint.
I don't know. Is it a game?
It's the one Mario game that does not have his name in the title.
Donkey.
Oh,
No,
well, okay, I'm
Donkey
sorry,
Kong?
one of them.
Yeah, exactly. I was just Wario's like Donkey Kong.
No, he's fucking Mario's rival in Wrecking Crew.
Is he honestly?
Really?
Yes. It goes to show that none of
Oh.
us really played Wrecking Crew. I think.
I guess
None of us cared.
that kind of explains his helmet in 6 golden coins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That kind of
Kind of
makes
explains
sense.
how he's
really.
got helmets on everything else too.
yeah. But fucking, oh my god, this straight Ku Klux Klan fucking member here is really unsettling.
Why is it that was the first thing that came to my mind too?
Because he's hooded with an axe.
It's okay. It came to my mind too.
Oh, but don't forget you can roll down that hill.
I'm slowly
Dumb.
figuring this out, especially like with the fact that I'm annoyingly dying at the moment. But nope, I'm gonna be Bat Wario, and I love how the game just like, no, you can't do that, stupid, as it puts like a light right there, and then I realize, I wonder if I can jump. So again, Stevie brings up a really good point. There are a lot of design elements at work that really encourage you attacking the situation a bit more cerebral minded, but still, like this fucking game though, It's definitely a little bit cheaper than well, a lot of the Wario Land games are. They're definitely more difficult than Mario games. And what's funny too is, you know what I was thinking about a lot, Stevie, when I was playing Wario Land games, when I was putting this together, and I don't know why I didn't put the contrast together. Like, Jesus, that's such an adorable death. Just like basically descending upon like fucking like trippy ass psychotic rainbow visual. Well, there they are again. But anyway, I thought a lot about Shovel Knight.
Oh yeah, I guess the sprites as well kind of have a bit of a Shovel Knight vibe.
It's the design concept. It's like this whole like the whole fucking philosophy of like tempting players with greed. Like, there's so much shit that you just want to see, and it's so tantalizingly close to own, like this treasure that you know, for all intents and purposes, you would get by much better if you didn't just attempt to chase it. But like the game, like, you can't help it. The game encourages greed, and like all the Wario Land games are like that.
I guess in like Shovel Knight, it's kind of different, since I mean, treasure isn't mandatory to finish the game, but it does mean that you get to explore your options with weapons and stuff. With this, it's just pure greed, but I also feel that the game, through the character of Wario, really makes you want to be greedy and get all the gems and jewels and stuff.
Well,
so I feel in that way it encourages it.
It's also like in every Wario Land game that I played, it's also affected the ending. Like,
oh really? Oh, I didn't.
Yeah. Every Wario Land game, depending on how much treasure you got and how much coin you got, would determine like how like fucking ridiculously robust and like luxurious Wario's mansion, castle, or whatever would be, or like some other things. And then later they gave more meaning and context to it. Like they would, God damn it, he doesn't even hit you with it. He just runs at you with it, like fucking The Shining.
I know that kind of happens in weirdly Luigi's Mansion. If you get enough jewels and gold, your mansion gets bigger at the end, but it doesn't fit in Luigi because he's not greedy at all. So you don't really feel like
a mansion at some point.
Well, yeah, he just spent it in a haunted mansion, nearly dying the whole night. I wouldn't want to spend any more nights in there, regardless of if it was ghost free.
Can we ever really like honestly fathom what goes through that like the little guy's mind? Oh my god, I just want to be the bat. Thank you. Fucking.
Even the designs of the bats and the little creatures that you become is really like fun, because they all take on Wario appearances as well. You don't just turn into a generic bat.
Yeah, I think the only other thing that like anytime, it's funny because when I look at Bat Wario, it reminds me of like Bat Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day, when they're like doing that interview with a vampire spoof. Or no, they're doing Bram Stoker Dracula spoof. Sorry. That fucking spoof. Irene, you've been really quiet. How do you like Wario? How does Wario gel with you?
I've always found him really funny. He just...
But I've never found him intimidating. Is he a scary... Do you think he could be a good bad guy?
I don't think he's scary at all. It's just silly. Like, overall, just extremely silly. Like, yeah. I can't see him as a bad guy at all.
Yeah, he's only really been a bad guy in just like Super Mario Land 2. And
yeah, but even then, he was kind of like, he was the bumbling fool, and he always had this moronic expression that you could never take seriously.
Although he does look kind of deranged in that game. He has like a giant face and like horrible teeth.
I always thought, his teeth are
love him in that
giant. Game. I don't think they're horrible.
But his
eyes were always off center. He was like boss eye.
Oh yeah, that's true. He had like I don't know what Nintendo's health benefits are like as far as like the mascot territory is concerned, but that laser corrective eye surgery really did wonders for him. Fucking there we go. Bam, 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 bam. And see, like, what the fuck is that? That blue stone that I could not destroy by any other means. I mean, it's nice. Stuff like that is definitely a lot more consistent than previous titles. I feel like all the games kind of have this theme where they really leave players to their own devices, but I don't know if they're all that well equipped. I know I'm not. So, and it would be nice to go off of a little bit more.
I like how like even the Wario games extend their humor to like other parts. Like in the advertising, they always try and get Wario's personality along. And in Wario World and the GameCube WarioWare, and I think in the Game Boy Advance games, the manuals were always written by Wario, and they're always really funny. They're always just like, my game is the best game ever, and you're a rubbish person because I'm the best person in the world. And I think like Wario World has like a diagram like of Wario like showing his insides. Like it's really funny. If you ever get a chance to look up those manuals, they're worth it.
I actually really like the. It's funny that you mentioned it. I really like the Wario World commercial for the GameCube game, just because like there's like this politician on a podium I remember, and then Wario's just like under the podium like whispering for him to say shit. He's like, "Now say I'm gonna win." And say this and like something like that. I don't know. He was just fucking ridiculous. Yeah, but it's really weird because like when you first look at the dude, and even then like it's a stigma that like it's weird. You want to like I don't want it to go away, but I want it to be downplayed. I like that it is being downplayed, but you kind of look at him as like a gross man's Mario or a poor man's Mario, and weirdly enough. If they announce like a new side-scrolling Warioland game, I'm definitely gonna be way more excited to play that than a 2D, Mario Brothers game.
Oh, definitely. I think that might just be because the new Super Mario Brothers series has just gotten so overused and generic and. Ugh.
What do you want to bet they'll do new Super Wario Brothers?
They won't. Yeah.
I would love that
awesome.
if it was Wario and Waluigi. I'd fucking love that.
Waluigi's allergic to anything that doesn't involve competition or sports. Like that fucking guy doesn't jump. He doesn't do anything. I don't even think they like keep in contact over the phone. He's not even in Warioland. I'm sorry. He's not even in WarioWare. You realize that? He doesn't even have a fucking role in WarioWare, and it's weird.
He's literally just something Nintendo made up to have an extra character.
Yeah.
He's kind of like a horrible generic character only made to do that. But then again, he's amassed a kind of a cult fan base, Waluigi. Like people really like his design for some reason.
It's all about that mustache.
And it's Waluigi, I think. Not, I don't know.
Yeah, that's right, Waluigi.
Yeah.
It's dumb. I don't care what it is. I never liked that fucking guy. Like, to me, you want to talk about something that doesn't have a personality. Like, even Wario doesn't want anything to do with him. Like, I always get really bummed out when they just, like, associate the two, like, just, because. I mean, it's cool when they, like, make it cheeky. Like, I remember the CG intro to, like, Mario Tennis. They fucking, like, okay, so this. I have no idea what to do here, and it really fucking irked me.
Why are you kicking Master Roshi?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't you throw him?
You can, but he doesn't do anything. I seriously think I've spent like way too much time in this room, and anybody at home who like feel free to call me an idiot in the comment section. I don't give a shit. Just tell me what the fuck to do, because personally. Nothing. Like, that's the one thing I really didn't like about like the throwing mechanics in this game are shit. Like nothing. Like no two items that you can throw, have the same trajectory to them. Like
throw him and then try to jump on him in midair.
I swear you're supposed to like.
Can't. But like I'm like it looks like I'm only throwing him up. But like I'm aiming to the to the fucking X and Y axis diagonally, and it just goes straight up automatically.
Do you actually do this in this video?
Yeah, this is I do not do this. And then see, look.
Oh god, this is gonna frustrate me so much.
Yeah, do you know what to do?
No, I've got no idea.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to do, and like I try everything. I think the one like I go back in here one more time. It's like, that's the one thing. I'm like, oh wait, look, things are happening, and I don't know if I'm supposed to kill all those fucking dudes, and like whatever, because even then, like, Wario can't really go in there anyway without doing like a ducking jump, and see, you guys see me jumping off of him. I still can't get the fucking back. There's like, he has like no air game, no air time. And
You can't bring anything up with the pipe with you, can you?
no, I gave up. This is dumb. I know what I fucked up here, but it's dumb.
They're all dead.
I do kind of like the idea of those puzzle rooms, though, just sort of an extra secluded activity.
I don't know, exposition, a little bit more like fucking give me something that actually works. And see, like, I'm pretty sure I revisit that room again just because, like I said, it's weird. There's a lot, and like I didn't even realize that dickhead fucking swiped my little guy. I just kept going.
Shit.
Yeah, and like the game's really good about like the fact that like, hey, your little dude got swiped, because like the door's closed, and I'm thinking, well, fuck, I can't go that way, because that's another thing too. This is what I'm talking about when like you kind of have to prepare yourself for them possibly changing something up on you. I'm like, is it something to do with this room? And I realized, like, no, and all the fucking guys here are dead, and this guy's stupid, and he's just going around this magnifying glass, and he's just, who the fuck? Yeah, fuck him.
That's his home. He just lives there.
Yeah, just standing there. He's the boss that like doesn't even fight you.
Don't bother.
And then I realized, like, oh, that guy, he stole my little dude. And then I realized, okay, well, this room's worthless because it's just gonna take me back to upstairs.
But there's even like little details about the game that I like the key. They could have easily just made it a key, but he's actually like a creature with like a key nose.
He's annoying, to be honest. It's a giant escort. And like, look at this. The fuck is this? Really?
Keep away.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck is that? What do you? God damn it! Some horse shit. God. And there we go. That was the big secret. So yeah, I mean, it makes the fucking game tense. I'll give you that, but it's annoying.
I do feel they give you a lot of time though. They give you like a couple minutes.
This is true. I honestly like what they did more with it in Warioland Shake It, and you know, we'll do that in another time. In our continuing look at like this idiot assholes games. But like, and see, why was that even there? Like, there's just like, I'm not knocking the game. I enjoy it. It's just that I feel like a fundamental issue in a lot of these games is that it really thrives off of leaving you to your own devices, and it doesn't give you a whole lot to work with. Which I'm sorry, I'm really not a fan of that design. I mean, I'm much more forgiving of it in like older games. Not this one.
Tell you what I am a fan of, the audio design.
Yeah.
The sound design in this is fantastic.
Yeah, it's definitely got bueno music. I will say that. And this was like I don't know if it was, no, it wasn't a launch title, but it was like one of the first year. Son of a.
I don't know, man. It was pretty close.
It was
to launch.
pretty late.
No, it was close. Then I didn't realize I got to jump higher.
Yeah, it was within a year of launch.
Yeah, it was within the year. It was like, because I remember this came out along with
Metroid Fusion.
Metroid. No, well, I think Metroid.
Yeah, it was about the same. It was about the same time.
I want to say Mario Kart Super Circuit is like when it.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but this was definitely an earlier Game Boy.
It was early though. Yeah.
Yeah, because like I want to say Metroid. Oh yeah, you're right. Because I'm thinking of Metroid Zero Mission. Yeah, Metroid Zero Mission is when like the SP came out, and that's when the Game Boy.
Yeah. You're right. So yeah, and that's more Mario Brothers or Mario Kart rather.
Oh yeah, you're right. It did come out like the same year. Huh.
Yeah,
I remember it being a lot later.
Yeah, because I remember like at the time this was like the only other platformer next to like Super Mario Advance, which was just Super Mario Brothers 2. So.
It looks
with a lot of voiceover work.
Like,
yeah, they did. Well,
like,
I think what it was, I was like, that's the one thing I was gonna say. You can tell like what an early Game Boy Advance game is because I don't know what it is, but like Nintendo really wanted to flex that fucking voice work and that sound work because like there's a lot of like fucking catchphrases and quips from Wario and just like oh yeah, and all that other stuff in this game, and shit like that. I don't know.
Well, I feel as if the Game Boy Advance is the only Nintendo handheld to really hold up today. Like, the Game Boy is good for its time and everything, but I don't really feel that it holds up. I think the Game Boy Advance, though, is like, that's a great system, and it has a really impressive library.
I really like the Game Boy Color. I think the Game Boy Color did all right.
I don't know about that. I think I always felt that the Game Boy Color was really, like, the color aspect of it was really tacked on, especially given that none of the versions, well, except for Game Boy Light, but that was even just original Game Boy anyway. There was no backlit version to really sort of show the colors. You always had to be under the direct sunlight or practically on the surface of the sun to see what was going on in the Game Boy Color.
Well, my favorite Game Boy isn't exactly popular opinion anyway, so.
Yeah, well, All I'm saying is that even the games weren't really that fantastic. A lot of them were just remakes anyway.
Yeah, they're pretty like substandard remakes. Like, I think the best game on the original Game Boy is probably 6 Golden Coins. I think that's the only one that really stands up.
Well, like I said on the Game Boy podcast, my favorite
Final Fantasy Legend 2 is, for me, the greatest game of all time. It was pretty massive in scope for a Game Boy game.
My favorite Game Boy is the Super Game Boy, so.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
More like Super Lame Boy.
Oh.
Ouch, dude.
Dropping
my
some
feels.
burns right there.
Dude, believe in the feels.
Super Game Boy 2. What?
Dude, is that an official thing, though?
That is, in fact, an official thing. It came out in Japan only.
Because I remember that being advertised in those import pages, like in older issues of EGM, like the Semrad days.
Yeah, the main difference between the Super Game Boy and Super Game Boy 2 is the link cable port.
Yeah, I remember that. That's what I really love about my Game Boy Player. I take that back. Game Boy Player is my favorite Game Boy. So
it does it all.
Dude, the best way to fucking play Kirby's Amazing Mirror. So good.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's
then-
a great game.
Oh, see, Sarah? Oh, Stevie. There you go.
Kirby's
You know
Amazing
what's up.
Mirror is a fantastic game.
Yeah.
I wasn't digging it.
Yeah, because it's Metroidvania and Kirby.
And I'll just say, if we're gonna go on unpopular opinions right now involving the Game Boy, I'm just gonna say it: Metroid Fusion, better game than Super Metroid.
You're wrong, but it's okay.
I disagree. I think you might be right on that. I enjoyed it a lot more than Super Metroid.
What?
Yeah, I don't think Super Metroid holds up. I think Fusion
I
is
got,
way.
I got all the way through Fusion.
You guys are all like insanely wrong right now. Irene, do you make sense?
That they're wrong.
They're wrong,
totally
yeah.
wrong.
We're gonna.
No, because you played through Metroid Fusion, right?
I couldn't get into it.
Exactly. You didn't play
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
couldn't
I
get
got
into
into
it.
Metroid Fusion, and you know what? It kept. This is all Metroid
This
Fusion
is two
did.
against one. Two against one.
Metroid Fusion, if anything, it was good, but it just kept reminding me, like, wow, Super Metroid's such a better game.
No, I don't think design-wise, I think Metroid Fusion is way better, and I think that it looks way better. I think it has a way better color palette and design, and I think it really tells.
Oh, okay, hold on. This is a
Definitely
really
got
cool.
lost an awful lot less.
Look at this. The fact that you have to send him on fire. He looks like the Pringles man set ablaze.
He still has his moustache. That's great.
Oh my god, Steve, you say mustache again?
Moustache.
I'm
don't
sorry, I'm
know.
not. I promise. I love you.
Racist. Racist.
We did fair to the
Excuse me, I'm
Pringles
gonna
fan.
have a scone. Drink some tea or something.
But anyway, yeah, Metroid Fusion is fine, but like, still, it honestly it borrows a lot from Super Metroid because a lot of it in Super Metroid works. Secondly, I'm all for giving Samus a little bit more character and exposition, but like, fuck, man, she just didn't shut the fuck up sometimes.
I think you're thinking of
weren't that
Metroid
long.
Other M.
Yeah, they weren't that long. It's
No.
like one screen of text that you can skip in between elevator rides.
You can, but at the same time, it didn't take away from how shitty it was.
I think it's great. It's a good game.
No, I'm not saying
Better than
Fusion's a bad
best
game.
game in the world. Fact.
It's definitely not better than Super Metroid. I mean, Super Metroid's like one of the best examples of near perfect game design.
Metroid Fusion is my game of 2014. I'm going to vote that for the Golden Zonkies.
It did come out on Virtual Console.
There you
Can
go.
you tell this
Totally
is
doing.
a press pause production? We're so off the rails right now. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, because Wario. Well, I mean, okay, yeah, I gotta admit, I think it's a crime that we haven't mentioned that one of the enemies in this fucking game is just miniature versions of him and his fucking ride, his purple whip.
How did this ancient temple know what Wario looks like to get these cars in production?
Dude,
He's a deity.
it's like a Stephen King story. It looked into his soul.
No, that is a Silent Hill story. They're all figments of his inner fears. These tiny Warios are symbolic of his small man complex.
It's just weird though, because like, can we all admit how we compare just how much weirder this fucking anything this guy does is than Mario? And Mario takes place in some mystical land called the Mushroom Kingdom, where he fights a giant lizard king. And yet, that's cool. What's this guy doing busting open sentient Cheshire cat blocks that blink and smile at you? What is that? Fucking, I don't know. That's
have
the world
way
we
more-
exist in.
Way more license to be creative with Wario, which is what I love about him.
And-
Like, I'm way more. Yeah, I agree. I'm way more excited for anything Wario related than New Super Mario Brothers 8. The same fucking thing you played again, but the same
But-
fucking thing.
It's
All
so
over.
sad though, because the Wario games don't. The Wario games that do sell are the WarioWare games. That's why like he just did that for a while. And personally, I really like those games, but there's only so many times you can go back to that well. Because like, for example, Game & Wario, which I haven't traditionally reviewed for Press Pods Radio, and I was actually going to do a late to the party feature on it. But like, you have a game that's fundamentally geared to have like some really amazing fucking concepts and ideas, and it's all like really substandard affair, which makes me sad. Because, just thinking of all the potential the gamepad can introduce to the dynamics of, like, fast, wacky, like, what they did with, like, WarioWare on, like, the original WarioWare game on the Wii, like, the launch WarioWare game. That game's fucking great. And even then, the like, WarioWare DIY and WarioWare Touched, like, every time they have, like, some sort of system gimmick, they're able to do some really cool things around it, and Game & Wario actually just recycled a lot of shit. It gave me the sads. So
Did you ever play the GameCube WarioWare? I think it was called like Mega Games or
WarioWare.
something like that.
yeah, Mega
Micro.
Micro Games.
Yeah, that's
Mega
right.
Micro Games, yeah, that has some of the best multiplayer I've ever played in a game. Like, it's so fun.
Yeah, I personally like really enjoy that game, and it's funny too because to be honest, that game didn't even really do anything special with the WarioWare license. It was just WarioWare on your TV at the time, which we didn't have.
Well, I mean, with multiplayer as well. I mean, I think my favorite example is there's a game in it where if you have 4 people, it's especially insane, where you're all blowing up a balloon, and it's whoever does the mini game correctly gets to pass on the balloon, and it just keeps getting more and more intense. Or you can hold the balloon and just try and pass it off to someone at the last second. Like, that's just an example of like how creative they've got with the WarioWare game, that they did a mini game like that. It was really fun.
I really enjoyed WarioWare Twisted for the Game Boy Advance. It was
yeah,
that was a
that
good
one
one.
wasn't really played a whole lot.
That was a really late advance game.
It was, but what was cool about it is that it really pushed the Game Boy Advance to its limit graphically. There was all kinds of 3D polygon visuals in it, right? Sort of gave it depth that wasn't quite seen up until that point. Plus, it was a lot of fun to play.
All right, guys, this has been another Play Warioland 4. We got more Wario. We want to win.
You know what?